What really makes a cloud solution like this advantageous over a traditional file system and network is that all of the things that you normally would have to worry about in a traditional system, you don't. It's managed for you. So if you were in a situation where you were concerned about backups, natural disasters, remote access, all those kinds of things, when we have the environment in the cloud, it removes all of those problems. So your data, your applications exist in the cloud and you can access them from anywhere, and you don't have to worry about, do I have a server environment that I have to manage? Do I have to manage the temperature where the equipment is located? Do I have to worry about taking backups off-site? Do I have to worry about a disaster recovery plan? This kind of implies disaster recovery plan built in, where all I really need to be able to do is access the internet and I can get to my products, my applications, my data. I don't have to worry about, so what happens if I lose my building in a fire and now I have to figure out where I'm going to put all this new equipment I'm going to purchase, what I'm going to do to get things up and running. Literally, you could lose your building in a fire and go home and work from home immediately. So it's kind of nice in that regard. It also puts you in a position where the only thing that you require is a web browser. So traditionally, if you have a network and you want to install applications for people to use, you have to configure the machine from top to bottom. You have to put it on your domain. You have to load your applications. You have to configure all those applications. And that can be time consuming. And it's especially time consuming if you lose one of those workstations that you've put on the network to get it back up and running. In this case, literally all you need to do is have a web browser on a workstation and you can get to all your data the same way that you did before you replace the workstation. If it's a new employee, it's very easy to show them. They log into this web portal and here's your applications. There's no confusion. There's nothing that really anybody has to go through. So from a management perspective, it makes it very easy from both a employee personnel management perspective and from an equipment management perspective, because everything that's in your business is running on this portal. It doesn't have to actually be, how does this application get installed and how does it get configured and how do I assign permissions to this user for this application? That's all part of this portal. That's how we get into it. So it's also nice because workstations don't have to be expensive. They can be really inexpensive. We can actually extend the life of a workstation. Typically, we might say we like to replace workstations every 4 years because applications get more and more memory intensive. They get slower and slower as a machine gets older. They're developed to run on the latest equipment. In this case, however, if I have a really low-end machine and I hang on to it for 5-6 years, I can do that because all I'm really doing is accessing the internet through a web browser. Smaller devices, tablets, phones, really low-end devices that normally you can't do a whole lot with, you can pretty much do everything that you need to do on those devices. And there's the continuity again. So I can access things on this portal from my PC at work, leave, go home, grab my iPad, and continue my work from my iPad. It's really handy.